Hi everybody, this is Pam at the Paper Outpost. You want to have some good old papery fun today? Something quick, something easy, and something that you might find useful to have at the ready in your junk journals? I am using book pages today because I have a whole pile to blast through. If you don't have book pages, you can use a regular scrapbook paper or any pretty paper that you like. And the under pages can be anything. They can be magazine pages, they can be copy paper, or any other scrap paper that you have around them. It's maybe not your favorite style. So let's make a couple, or let me show you the prototypes. Basically what I made were some corner tucks. And I find that when I'm making journals, probably one of the things I run out of fastest are corner tucks. So I just thought I would make a whole bunch, and I'm using up my, I'm going through this book currently right now, and I'm using up the pages like crazy, so feeling good about that. And I found a little bit of a trick to make it a little bit easier to make them. So I want to show you that, and here are my prototypes. There's one, there's two. I did some sew and some no sew, or some sew and some no sew. And so you could see different styles, some inked, some not inked. Just playing, this one was just literally with scraps on my desk. And I wasn't too worried about whether the writing was upright or not upright. You can make it so it makes sense. I was just playing, using up what I have. And when you make these, you're gonna have an assortment of both. And if you don't always want to use them for the bottom right, bottom left corner tuck, you can do this and decorate them to be a upper right corner tuck. Let me show you in a journal. Okay, so let's say this journal here, you could use this for a bottom left corner tuck. You could use it for a top right corner tuck. And let me just glue that down so you can get an idea of how that goes in. But it's pretty easy. You just glue it down and that goes in. I'm using Fabrifix glue. You could use any glue to put this in. It will work. And Fabrifix is a clear silicone glue. Works great on paper to paper, fabric to paper, and fabric to fabric. Now my writing is upside down, but like I said, I'm not too worried about that. I just like the look of the text. Okay, so there's one, and let's just put in another one so you can see what that looks like. Here's this little guy here. And we'll make some of these together using the little tip that hopefully makes things a little easier. Okay, there we go. So now we've got a nice little tuck in here. We can put all sorts of exciting things and, whatever you happen to have. And it can go nestled right inside of there. So there you go. That's how they work. Pretty easy, right? All right, let's get to this. Did I show you all the prototypes? Probably not. I probably went off and gibbered. So there's another example. Go a little closer. Okay. Okay, here's another little example. This one is sewn. And this one I just used a ticket to make a little pocket here. Another little place. And this one I used some pretty lace. I'm trying to get over my fear of using up my pretty things and just go forth and use them. And this is some of my coveted coffee dyed lace, and I love it and I'm using it. And so there, I encourage you to use your pretties. Use your pretties. Okay, let's make some of these. Hold on, we'll get organized. And here we are on the mat of loveliness where it all happens. Yeah, that's right. That's right. There's been a lot of action here. Okay, so here's the trick. Let's just get to it. Okay, so here's a book. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I'm pretty sure any glue stick will work here. Probably any glue. White glue will work. It might make your paper wrinkle a little bit. Fabrifix will work, but that's a really expensive way to do it. Or you can use just a regular glue stick. I would hope even Dollar Tree glue stick would work. Can't guarantee that one because sometimes it comes apart. But this is the process. Okay, so first, assess the thickness of your book page and decide how many book pages thick you want your tuck to be. Okay, so when I first did it, I did 2, and then I wanted to do a comparison, so I did 3. And I'm happy with 2 or 3 because I know that if I'm going to be decorating the front, that is going to give it even more strength. So I think I'm going to go with the 2, and then I'm going to build on top, and that's going to give it even more strength. So there we go. Okay, so The other thing I want to realize for myself is that I only am going to focus on the text block here. So I'm not going to glue so much outside here. I'm just going to keep it focused on the text block. So as I turn the page, I'm going to, this is Yoo-Hoo I'm using. I'm trying to use up my my not so favorite. There's nothing wrong with this glue stick. I just prefer the other one more. Which one? Scotch Create glue stick, just because it never fails me. So I know a lot of people absolutely love Yoo-Hoo, so that's fine with that. But okay, so here I just glued the text area. So now I close, right? There's no rocket science about that. Been done a million times. Okay, and I'm only doing twosies, so I'm going to skip a page, keeping everything still in the book. Then I'm going to glue this one. Okay, I'm just going to use the old. And just make sure you really got where the text is covered. And then you close it, and you adhere with the good old hand smush. Yeah. Well, Sunny's nowhere to be found, I would tell you. Okay. And then let's do another one. Okay, so this one, let's go here. Okay, text block. Okay. Now you're going to say, oh, but Pam, the text doesn't go all the way up as high. Well, that's okay, because I also have this side I can play with. So maybe that's going to be the front of my tuck. So no worries. And let's do one more. So this is a pretty efficient way to do it. And I'm going to be trying to do this without any cutting, minimal cutting. Okay, we'll just say that. And measuring. We're going to throw that out the window. Yay! Okay, I heard that all the way from the back. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the doubles. We're going to take them all out at the same time. Hopefully they come out easily. Depends on your book sometimes, but this book seems to release the pages easily. And flatten it out a little bit. And now, I haven't tried this many yet, so this is a bit of a test, but so we've got 4 sets of 2 pages. So I'm just going to use the old metal sharp-edged tearing ruler and tear them all at once. It's going to save these. I'm going to it saves time, efficiency. It doesn't save efficiency. It creates efficiency. Yay, we love efficiency. Plus you get to it faster. You know, if you just want to get in there and craft, you don't be fussing for an hour. This is an easy way to do it. If you've never explored one of these metal rulers, I highly recommend trying one. It may change your crafting world. Yeah, when I started learning about tearing and stuff, I'm like, oh my God, people aren't like cutting and nipping to the nth hour of the night. No, they're not. Okay, so now we have a bunch of those, right? And I did flip that one backwards just so I could orient myself. Okay, so now I'll line them up. The big last hoo-ha here, we are going to tear on the diagonal. Now, they don't have to be this big. You could tear off another piece on the top and make this square and make them smaller. Totally up to you. Let me zoom in a little bit. But this one, I'm just going to make the long ones because I like them. They allow me to tack a lot of things in those journals, you know. All right. Still, this paper is very easy tear, so no problem. And all of this squooshing, mooshing is like I'm pushing on the paper and I'm pulling this tight is actually adhering those individual sheets even more and more together. So now I have a whole bunch of these. I should have 4 if all went well. Okay. And then I should have 4. So that gives me 8 to play with. So I've already got 8 going. So that was pretty easy, right? I used up a whole bushel full of book pages. Yay! And now we just get to decorate them. So let's see. So first, I would like to decorate this one. Now I can decide whether I want it to be this would be if I want to have my text oriented correctly, this would be a upper left tuck, or I could turn it over. It could be an upper right tuck, okay? Because that came from that side of the page. Now the bottom half of the page will be oriented the other way from whence the books came. So let me back up a little because I can tell that's a little too close. Okay, that's not there. Better. Okay, so let's do upper left. And let's do, since we have a bunch of these sitting around, let's just go ahead and layer these on. So I'm going to take some glue stick. All right, I'm going to use my Scotch Create here because I know it's not going to fail me. And there we go. There we go. This is like a messy, sticky glue stick, but it really, really holds well. And I'm just going to do the shingle design. You know, the old shingle technique. We've just done this recently in a video, and it's a great way to use up your scraps, because a lot of these pages are a little fragile to be on their own somewhere in the world, left by themselves to their own devices. So this way we keep everybody together, and all is well. So, okay, so I'm just going to lay this down. Come on in. Lay, could have gone a little further over that way. Lay that down. Not being too particular, not measuring, just aligning really. Just eyeballing, the good old eyeball technique. Could you imagine if buildings and things were done by eyeball? I mean, I'm sure originally they were. Before measuring came around, we must have all eyeballed everything. It looks pretty good. Yeah, not bad. We'll go with that. You know, I'm just trying to think of... you know, what were buildings made out of years ago before buildings were buildings? They were probably, well, let's go back to the Three Little Pigs, right? No, Three Little Pigs. Got my stories straight here. We have the straw, the wood, and the stone. So those would be good places to start. And I'll bet there was some measuring, and they probably figured out measuring was an advantage at some point. I'm not throwing measuring totally under the bus. I do see value for it. Somebody else can do it. All right. Okay, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Right. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, that's glorified. Okay, so now we're just gonna just finish this off here. And then how do we deal with all that? Well, you could just come along and tear it to make it match the edge. You could come along with the ruler and tear it again. Although I find that because it's so gentle here on the edge, you're tender, you might want to finger tear that. It seems to work a little bit better. Okay, now this one I left very neutral. I just thought, you know, I don't know what kind of journal I'll put this in, but I'll just leave it very soft and neutral. But this one I think maybe I will jazz up a little bit, and maybe let's use some pink. I haven't used pink yet. Okay, I'm using worn lipstick and my little pink dauber. So first of all, I'm just going to go around and do the edges, because these little torn edges just love to suck up the ink and give you some nice contrast there. And that will look very cute on any plain page. It will pop nicely. Now, I could, because it has a rough and bumpy surface, I could lightly go over and just lightly emphasize the edges of the torn paper. If I push too hard, I'll color the whole paper, but if I go lightly, I will just emphasize the edges. So I have something that looks like that. Cute, right? Now this one, because I've covered it, can go into any orientation on the page. There's no restriction because of the words, if you like to have your words all in the right place, because there are no more words anymore. But why, if we take away words, let's plop a word on it. All right, so let's just say I'm grabbing, okay, I've got this Imagine stamp, and let's put a word on it. Okay, here we go. There we go. Now, can we leave good enough alone, or do we have to muss with it? Oh, let's muss with it a little bit. I really like this look with the little dangly bow, and all I did was I had a bunch of like pretty threads around. Got these from a grab bag somewhere. So I just grabbed a couple of them. Let me grab the white. Let me grab 3 this time. Never done that. Okay, so I've got 3 of them going here. Just going to take about maybe a foot. And just got that. And now I'm going to make my my loop bow. Okay, now if you have that and one loop is way too big than the other, you just grab its little tail and you pull them back to exactly where you want them to be. Okay, maybe we'll put you there. That looks kind of cute. I like that. And we'll figure out exactly how long we want him to be. Now, did I show you this? This is my latest and greatest device. I took my Sugar Bell's icing piping bottle, cut water bottle, glued onto a piece of cardboard. So my contraption doesn't keep falling over. Yeah, I'm sure that's already been invented by somebody. I just decided it was time I smarten up and use a stronger base so my glue doesn't keep falling over and over and over and over. So there we go. So a little dab will do you there. You can leave these loose. You can leave these You can tack them down if you don't want them in the way, that kind of thing. I kind of like little loose strings sometimes. So I'm not going to decide at this point. Maybe when I put it down, I will decide. But right now, that's good. Okay. And so there's one. All right, let's make another one. All right, so here's this guy with the weird stuff. Now, if we cover him, we don't have to worry about the words. But let's say I don't like there's white here, and this is upside down. So maybe I'm going to orient him as a right top. Okay, so let's do that, and let's use up stuff that's on our desk. Sometimes it's a great way to clean up your area. One thing you can do is use stencils. So let's grab a stencil. Here's any old stencil. Here's a stencil, and let's use what we did. Blue. What we got? Okay, let's do a green. Okay, this is peeled paint. Okay, these are like inks I've had forever. Let's see how it goes. I've got a piece of lace hanging in there for no reason, and do the turn technique just to get the ink through the stencil. Probably should have something underneath me, but I have my mat. Yay. Okay. There we go. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's kind of pretty, right? You can fill this area over here. Whoop, probably should hold it. That would be better, but you know, sometimes we forget. Okay, there we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. And leave it as is. You don't have to do any more than that. You could amp it up and maybe ink it in. Probably can't read that, but it says black soot. Let's see what that looks like. Where's my black one? Here's my little homemade dauber. Just this is a makeup sponge glued onto a spool. And I got that idea from Jessica Rapp. Thank you, Jessica Rapp. That was an awesome idea. I've used that so much, and it really works well. Okay. So here we go. All right. Okay, so if you keep your stencils close to you, then it's almost like they're on your desk, so you can use them for quick and cutie designs. That one's pretty simple. Let's just toss that one aside for now. We'll do another one. Okay, how about we need a bottom this way? All right, so what can we do now? Didn't I say something about using the scraps up on our desk? All right, let's see what I have. I have some leftover these punch outs. I have a cue. I have, some lace and a little piece of material. Okay, so I'm looking and I'm seeing, okay, this little piece of material does have some of the colors in there, so that's good. Maybe I could do some kind of layer design. Let me just do some impromptu collage here. Collage. And see how this goes. All right, so where do we want to put this? This can go anywhere. There's no like have to, it can just go. All right, I'm going to use my Scotch Create glue stick because it does fabric to paper. If it's a thin fabric, you can just use a little bit of glue stick and it'll hold. It'll hold, yeah. Okay, I'll just put that down in the middle as a base. So we got a little something to work with contrast there. And then I'm going to let my design sort of, maybe I'm just going to put this guy because he's going to pop nicely on there, right? Yeah, that looks kind of cute. These are some of the hardest things to glue. And what I found is you can run them over the glue stick, but if the paper falls apart, sometimes it's easier just to come in here with something that you can daub, like our glitter glue or wet white glue, or here's Fabrifix in its glory. Okay, there we go. So he's down, not going anywhere. So I have the cue. Oh, maybe I can put the cue there. All right. Should I connect everything a little bit? Sometimes it's nice when things are touching and it kind of feels like they're fanning out from each other. Now there was one, where's that little piece of something I had here? Oh, I have a little piece of lace. Is that too white maybe? Let's see. No, not enough contrast. Okay, so what could we do if we don't have enough contrast? Maybe we could color the lace. Let's try that. And since we have these oxides sitting around, let's see what happens if I do this. Probably not the right way to do it. Okay, let's just try it. Let's see what happens. Is it colored? Sort of. I could use the dauber too, but let me just try this first, see if this does anything. Showing up a little bit more. Let me come over with a big dauber. Daub this baby. Daub some color on it. There we go. Now you are a pink piece of lace. And you're showing up a little bit better on here. Maybe we're going to put you a little cockeyed just for fun. That way? Maybe that way. All right. Glue. Which glue? Scotch Create. Okay. I haven't sewn any of these. These are all no-sew. So you could sew. You could just literally sew right over everything that you got on there too, and just have some fun with it. And now let's say, what else do we have here? We have, oh, how about that? There's a little ticket. I could put that on there. It's kind of cute, kind of goes with the colors. Let's see, maybe put you there. Yeah, they can hang over the edge. It doesn't have to be like stuck right on, like perfect, everything inside. Kind of think of it more like a little layering technique, but maybe I want this to pop from itself. So I'm going to have to color the edge just a smidge. So really decorating these things is just up to you how you want to do them. It's just, but the basic construction is really what I wanted to show you. Just, you know, doing those pages and then tearing them all at once, you're just like rocking and rolling right away, and you're using up your book pages fast, and life is good, and that kind of stuff, you know? So we'll just keep playing here. Let's see, what else do we have on the, oh, we have another one of these. I could put you there. You don't really show, so if I was going to color you, hello, honey bunny. You want to say hi? Come here. Yeah, we're going to say hi. Okay, so here's hi. Hello, everybody. Hi. He got a little face haircut. He's getting a little better, letting me trim his hair face because he kind of drags his beard on the bottom through his food, so I was trying to, you know, shorten him up a little underneath. And it's not perfect, but we do our best. And that way he can stay a little cleaner, right? Because puppies get dirty. All right, okay, so how about that? That's a pink one. Okay. Maybe I want to edge it just a little so it pops a little more. Edging, emphasizing the edges. Very gentle with these because this book page is very delicate, so it might break. You know, breaks. It's only paper, right? What are you going to do? Okay, there. I like that. Okay, let's do that. Okay, before I break it. And I've broken about 1,000 of these. Oh, Holly got a new toy, my African gray parrot. Very excited. We got him a parrot stand that is going to be living in my husband's office upstairs, so Holly can enjoy good quality outie time. And my husband is his favorite person, you know, so spending time with my husband is like, wow, to him, you know, so he's going to be up there in his office as long as he's, you know, doesn't cause too many troubles to hang out during the daytime hours, which I think is going to be really good for Holly because it will allow him to explore his world more. And we want him to have a good life where he can stretch his legs, and he's got a very big cage, but he wants to flap his wings and maybe flutter around in the office, and he's safe in there. He can't really hurt himself in the office, so that's good. And we have some plate glass in the house downstairs, and I'm always worried he's going to crash into it. But he'll be safe in the office, which is good. Safe and happy, and then he'll come down when my husband comes down for lunch and down at the end of the day, and that's the way it'll be. Okay, there we go. So, you know, maybe something else up here. Oh, the Q. Hello, the Q. Okay, yeah, totally. Doesn't that makes it, right? Okay, so, and you can't even, like, who cares if the text is upside down? What are we going to sweat about this? No, we're going to carry on and keep crafting. Oh, I had a comment from a subby, and I wanted to talk about it because I think it's something we all face. If you make enough journals, she gave somebody a journal and they looked at it or gave her the impression somehow that it was junk. And, I don't know if it was because she may have said, hi, I made you a junk journal. And the woman, I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was a relative or whatever, but made her feel like it was not worthy. And one thing I can say from, making junk journals is that once you release these puppies to the universe, you have no control over anybody's impression, opinion, thoughts, or anything. And I suggest just let it go and let people think what they want. And maybe you can tuck in that note in the beginning, explaining what a junk journal is, which is very helpful to people who have never seen one before. But if you want to get a copy of this, just sign up for my free monthly emailed newsletter. Link is down below in the description box, and there's a link on every newsletter to this. And you can change this, you can reorient it. I have it in PDF and word format on there for you so you can play with it. And it kind of gives them a place to start, you know, if they've never experienced anything like this. Okay, so let's do something else. Let's put some material down here, okay? I have 2 little bags of material. I have my lacies and my others. Okay, so let's see what we got. But yeah, I would never, don't take it personally, just let it go. Okay, this is a weird piece of material. It's actually bed sheet that I dipped into Mod Podge, squeezed it out and hung it and let it dry, and it became very stiff like canvas. So I'm going to see if I can attach this here somehow, because that's kind of cool. You might be able to even read the words through it, you know? But yeah, I would not, that's going to happen, and that's okay. You know why? Because not everybody likes everything. And, but don't let it stop you, because remember, the joy in making these is where it's at. It's not so much somebody's impression of it. And I know a lot of people like to make these for gifts and stuff like that. But if you do that, just be well aware. You cannot control the universe. And you know what? If they don't get it, they're lost. I mean, these things are amazing, awesome, explorative, journaling, art, fantasy. You know what? And also, you don't know where your journal is going to end up. Let's say you give it to Edna, and Edna is like, you know, and you're like, whatever, Edna, I gave you my art. If you don't like it, just, you know, whatever. And so Edna sticks it in a shoebox in her closet, okay? Or Edna uses it as a doorstop, and that's fine for Edna. But then one day Edna will pass on, right? And then all of a sudden somebody else will come across this little lovely and be like, oh my God, look what somebody did. Look at how interesting this is, and what a beautiful craft or art form, you know? I mean, how amazing is that? And so, you know, these things will travel through the ages, and it doesn't matter if they're perfect, acid-free, this and that. It'll still be around in some way, shape, or form. Remember, a lot of the old book pages, a lot of them aren't crumbly. Have you noticed? And a lot of them have not been treated with specialty this and that, but they're still here. So a lot of our papers will survive. Some may not, but some may. And people will wonder and scratch their head and think like, that's a fascinating thing, like, you know, if you came across it. Or somebody will think, oh, you know, especially if they're young, they may, hey, don't chew on my microphone cord. Okay. They may say, like, no appreciation from the 8-year-old. Like, oh, that's really nice, Grandma. Thank you very much. That's really great. Anyway, did you get me the latest Roblox app, you know, for my computer, whatever. And okay, so they're 8 and there's no appreciation, right? We've all been there. And then time goes by, and then they find it in the shoebox they stuck it in years ago. And hang on, I'm just going to sew this. Or they'll come to a later time in life where they come across it and they're like, oh, you know, I never really gave that much thought. But now that I look at it and I'm a little older and a little wiser, I really get the depth of what that meant for somebody to spend all that time making something and then handmade and then give it to me. That means a lot. Or they'll try crafting on their own someday. Maybe they haven't tried it yet, and maybe they're just starting to get into it, and they're like, oh, wow, do you remember that thing Aunt Sally made for me? Now I get it. And my gosh, Aunt Sally, she really poured her heart and soul into that, and, you know, that kind of thing. All right, my little munchkin is now eating my ankles, and let me get a paper punch of any sort. How about this? I'm gonna butterfly. Okay, and let's get some paper. Are you going to fit on there? Let's try you. Too big? Maybe not. We might see. Ow, ow, ow. Crafting while being eaten by my puppy. Okay, there we go. Have one of those. That's cute. I think I got 2 in here, so that's kind of nice. This is some probably, oh, it's a Fiskar. Yeah, they work pretty good, I would say. Yeah. Ow, ow, ow. Hey, chew on my, okay, that's kind of cute. I like that. All right, let's just glue that down. Okay, I'm going to show you what's going on. Hello? Yes? Yeah, are you, this is what's going on. Yep, there we go. Yep, that's what's happening. You, mister. So I will carry on as if nothing is going on down there. Ouch. And we will go ahead and glue these down because these are kind of cool. Oh, we're in a mood. Are we in a mood, Mr. Sunshine? Yes, we are. Like, oh, wait, you got to play with me right now, Mom. I got puppy energy. Okay. All right, just eat my ankle. I'll craft while you eat my ankle. There we go. And get this guy. Oops. Yep. Yep. Okay. Oh, these are kind of pretty. I like that. I like that neutral sort of creamy vanilla look. All right. Little overlap like that. Okay, I did sew this one with the weird material and just punched out some things. I haven't used this in 100 years, so I thought as I'm starting to go through my stuff, ow, I'm starting to find different things. Okay, all right, so there's one, and you know, I could put a word on that, or I could just put a symbol or something. How would I put it? Just like a little symbol. How about, oh, like a little, like how about butterfly style flower? Maybe that would be a butterfly style flower. Let's try that. Just give it a little something right there. Maybe that's why the butterflies are here. Okay. Ow, ow. Yep. All right, there we go. All right. There. All right, now we got a little design pattern going on there. Now we're rocking it. So there's like 100,000,001 ways you can decorate a corner tuck, but the book page base is a great place to start. So we are coming on 30 minutes, so I'm just going to show you what we made. And, oh, here. Now we have the pretty mat here to show you what we made. Let's see if we can do this. So if you find value here, please like, subscribe, and share. Click the notification bell if you want to find out about more videos as I pop them out. And we have a Facebook group where we focus on weekly and monthly challenges and also the videos that I put out and your takes on the things that you make related to those things, having lots of fun, answering questions. I've got an Amazon store where I try and put all the things, the tools and supplies that I use. So if you're looking for those, it's a place for you to start looking for them. There we go. And I have an Etsy shop where I put my vintage digital kits. And you're going to find, you know, cool things like that to find and cut out and use in your journals for little whatever you like. And I pop in journals by surprise. Sometimes I do junk journals with a video or social media expose, or I just sneak them in there in my Etsy shop without telling anybody. And that's kind of fun. And I figured that gives everybody a fair crack at maybe getting one. And so we did the newsletter, Amazon store, DigiKit. Oh, podcasts. I do podcasts twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They're audio. They're free to listen to. They're more information and material and anything related to junk journals, paper crafting, life of a crafter, just crazy thoughts of the day, and how it relates to paper. So I hope you come and join me. I love that you choose to spend your time here. I find this is really... you guys bring me so much joy just hanging out. And even if we're not hanging out at the exact same second, just knowing that we're all kind of getting lost in the papers, having fun, listening to the crinkly sound of the paper, whatever it is. I just hope you're having a great time because you certainly deserve it. Take care, everybody. Remember that fun can be simple and create with reckless abandon. Take care. Bye.